Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a message that has the power to transform your life, a message that will strengthen your heart and fortify your mind. In this world, chaos is inevitable. Storms will come. There will be times when life seems out of control, when everything around you is shaking, when challenges appear insurmountable. But I am here to tell you today, stay calm no matter what happens. You see, calm is not the absence of conflict. It is the ability to maintain your peace in the midst of it. It is the foundation upon which we build resilience, and it is the key to navigating through life's storms with purpose. When the winds howl, when the waters rise, and when the path ahead seems unclear, it is not the external forces that determine your outcome. It is the strength of your inner resolve. So I ask you today, will you allow external circumstances to dictate your peace, or will you rise above them and find your calm in the midst of it all? Today, I challenge you to cultivate a mindset that says, no matter what comes your way, I will stay calm. In life, we often encounter situations beyond our control. The world around us can be chaotic, unpredictable, and at times overwhelming. However, one of the most important aspects of resilience is understanding that while we cannot control the events that happen to us, we can control how we respond to them. The power lies not in what happens, but in how we choose to react. This truth is foundational to maintaining peace and composure in the face of adversity. Think about the many instances in life where external factors are completely out of our hands. Traffic jams, an unexpected illness, or even a sudden loss can throw us off balance. We can become frustrated, angry, anxious, or fearful. These emotional responses are natural, but they are also temporary. What matters most is how we choose to deal with those emotions and the situations that trigger them. When we choose to control our reactions, we are choosing to remain calm, focused, and composed, no matter what life throws our way. The key to this control is in recognizing that our emotions are a reflection of our thoughts. When something happens to us, we often interpret the situation through the lens of our beliefs and past experiences. If we believe that a setback is a catastrophe, our emotional reaction will be one of panic, fear, or despair. However, if we choose to see the setback as an opportunity for growth, we may experience a sense of clarity and calm instead. The same external situation can trigger vastly different emotional responses depending on how we perceive it and how we choose to interpret it. This concept is not about suppressing emotions or pretending that challenges don't affect us. It's about acknowledging that while we may feel fear, frustration, or anger in a given moment, we have the ability to regulate those feelings and decide what to do next. In times of crisis or uncertainty, the ability to remain calm becomes a powerful tool. It allows us to think clearly, make better decisions, and navigate the situation with grace and clarity. It is important to understand that when we take control of our responses, we are not denying the reality of the situation. We are not minimizing the difficulty we are facing. What we are doing is acknowledging that we are not victims of our circumstances. We are in control of how we react to them. In the midst of a storm, the calmest person is often the one who sees things clearly. They are able to separate themselves from the emotion of the moment, step back, and think logically. They do not allow the storm to control them. Instead, they control how they will respond to the storm. This mindset is crucial for overcoming obstacles, whether they be personal or professional. Life will always present challenges, but the way we respond to those challenges can determine the outcome. A calm response allows us to stay focused on the solution rather than getting caught up in the problem. It enables us to maintain our sense of purpose and direction, even when things seem to be falling apart. When we react impulsively or emotionally, we are more likely to make decisions we regret or become stuck in a cycle of negative thinking. On the other hand, when we remain calm, we give ourselves the space to think, reflect, and choose the best course of action. A good example of this can be seen in the way leaders handle crises. Great leaders do not panic when faced with adversity. Instead, they take a step back, assess the situation, and respond thoughtfully. They understand that reacting impulsively can make the situation worse, while responding with calmness and clarity can bring solutions to the surface. This kind of leadership doesn't just apply to those in positions of authority, it applies to everyone. Whether you are leading a team, guiding your family, or navigating your own personal journey, the ability to remain calm in the face of adversity is a critical skill. We also need to recognize that in every situation we have the ability to choose our response. It's not about what happens to us, but how we choose to interpret and react to what happens. Our mindset plays a huge role in shaping our emotional response. When we choose to view challenges as temporary and solvable, we can avoid becoming overwhelmed by them. Instead, we can take steps to address the problem without letting fear or anxiety take control. In essence, controlling our response means becoming aware of our thoughts and emotions and choosing to respond in a way that serves our best interests. It means understanding that we have the power to maintain peace within ourselves, regardless of external circumstances. This kind of control doesn't come easily, and it requires practice. But over time, as we cultivate this ability, we become better equipped to face any challenge that comes our way with calmness and confidence. And in doing so, we gain the strength to not only survive life's storms, but to thrive in the midst of them. Peace is not something that happens by accident or by external circumstances. It is a choice. In the face of life's challenges, we often think that peace is something we can only experience when everything around us is calm and perfect. We wait for the right conditions, for the storm to pass, for the problems to resolve themselves. But the truth is, peace doesn't come from waiting for the external world to change. It comes from choosing to maintain calm in the midst of chaos, choosing to create inner peace regardless of the circumstances around us. Peace is a state of being that comes from within, not from without. It's about making a conscious decision to rise above the noise, to detach from the distractions, and to find a place of stillness within. When everything around us is moving fast, when problems seem to be stacking up, when stress and anxiety threaten to overwhelm us, that's when peace becomes a choice we must actively make. We have the power to choose to remain anchored in calmness, to refuse to be shaken by the turbulence of life. This choice doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. Rather, it means recognizing that we have the power to respond with clarity and composure, regardless of the chaos unfolding around us. When we make peace a choice, we are taking responsibility for our own emotional state. We are acknowledging that our reactions and emotions are within our control. Life will throw challenges our way. There's no way around that, but how we respond to them is entirely up to us. When we choose peace, we are choosing to see beyond the immediate emotional reaction to a situation. The initial response may be fear, anger, frustration, or sadness. These emotions are natural, and they are part of the human experience. But choosing peace means not allowing these emotions to control us. It means choosing to respond with calmness, with thoughtfulness, and with a sense of clarity that comes from taking a step back and considering the bigger picture. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate this inner peace is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of staying present in the moment, of observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment, and of creating space between what happens and how we react. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of our thoughts and emotions. We recognize when we are allowing fear or stress to take over, and we make the choice to bring ourselves back to a place of calm. Instead of reacting impulsively to the challenges that arise, we take a moment to pause, breathe, and consciously choose how we will respond. Choosing peace also means not allowing external circumstances to dictate our emotional state. It's easy to get caught up in the drama and chaos of the world around us. We may become frustrated by the actions of others, discouraged by setbacks, or anxious about the future. But when we make peace a priority, we recognize that we cannot control the actions of others or the uncertainties of life. What we can control is how we react to them. By choosing peace, we refuse to let the actions of others or the unpredictability of life determine our emotional well-being. Instead, we center ourselves in the understanding that our peace is something that comes from within, and it is not dependent on what's happening around us. The ability to choose peace is also closely linked to our thoughts. Our thoughts have a powerful impact on our emotions. When we allow negative thoughts to dominate our minds, thoughts of worry, fear, or doubt, we begin to feel anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed. But when we consciously choose to focus on positive, constructive thoughts, we can shift our emotional state. Choosing peace means choosing to focus on thoughts that calm the mind, that center us, and that remind us of the bigger picture. In the face of uncertainty or difficulty, it's easy to feel like we have no control. But when we choose peace, we are taking control of our inner world. We are creating stability within ourselves regardless of the external circumstances. This doesn't mean that we ignore the problems at hand. It doesn't mean that we bury our emotions or deny the reality of a situation. It means that we create a space within ourselves where we can deal with the challenges calmly and thoughtfully without being swept away by the emotions they evoke. Peace is a powerful force. It gives us the clarity to make better decisions, the strength to face adversity with courage, and the resilience to bounce back from setbacks. When we choose peace, we are choosing to rise above the noise, to stay grounded in the face of uncertainty, and to remain focused on what truly matters. Peace allows us to navigate life's challenges with grace, knowing that no matter what happens around us, we have the power to maintain calm within. It's a choice we can make at any moment, and it's a choice that will transform the way we experience life. Life is full of unpredictable twists and turns, and there will inevitably be times when we find ourselves caught in the storm. It could be a personal crisis, a professional setback, or simply a moment when the weight of the world seems unbearable. In these moments, it is easy to feel overwhelmed, to let the chaos of the situation consume us. However, it's important to realize that the storms of life are not just challenges to endure, but opportunities to grow and strengthen ourselves. When we learn to embrace the storms rather than resist them, we open ourselves up to the potential for transformation. The storms we face in life are not always physical or external. They can be emotional, mental, or spiritual. These storms may come in the form of loss, failure, disappointment, or uncertainty. They can shake our sense of stability, challenge our beliefs, and push us to our limits. But in these very moments of upheaval, we have the chance to develop resilience, to find new strengths within ourselves, and to become more aware of our own potential. Storms, in this sense, are not just obstacles, they are pathways to personal growth. When we encounter a storm, our natural instinct is often to flee or to fight. We want to escape the discomfort, to avoid the pain, to move away from the uncertainty. But if we resist the storm, if we try to avoid the challenge, we miss out on the valuable lessons it has to offer. The storm is a teacher. It is a catalyst for change. It forces us to look at ourselves and our circumstances with a new perspective. It compels us to dig deeper, to search for solutions, and to confront our fears and limitations. Instead of running from the storm, we should learn to face it with courage and a willingness to grow. One of the most powerful ways to embrace the storm is to shift our mindset. Instead of seeing the storm as a threat, we can choose to view it as an opportunity to develop the qualities that will help us navigate future challenges with greater ease. When a storm hits, it forces us to adapt, to become more flexible and resourceful. It encourages us to tap into our inner strength, to find creative solutions, and to develop problem-solving skills. The storm may be uncomfortable, but it pushes us to grow in ways that we could not have anticipated. The storms in our lives are also reminders that we are not in control of everything. There are forces beyond our understanding, situations that arise without warning, and events that unfold that we cannot predict. The ability to embrace the storm is, in part, about accepting that we cannot control the external world. We cannot stop the rain from falling. We cannot change the course of the wind, but we can control how we respond to these forces. This understanding brings peace because it frees us from the need to control everything. It teaches us to focus on what we can influence: our thoughts, our actions, and our attitude, rather than wasting energy on things beyond our reach. Another important aspect of embracing the storm is understanding that we do not have to go through it alone. Many times when we face difficulties, we isolate ourselves. We retreat into ourselves, thinking that we have to solve everything on our own. But storms are easier to weather when we have support. It is important to reach out, to seek help when needed, and to lean on the wisdom of others. No matter how strong we are, no matter how resilient we may be, we all need help at times. There is no shame in asking for support or sharing our struggles with others. In fact, it is often through these connections that we gain the strength to move through the storm more effectively. Embracing the storm also means trusting the process. When we are in the midst of difficulty, it can be hard to see the bigger picture. We may feel lost, confused, or hopeless. But storms do not last forever. Just as the darkest night is followed by the light of dawn, every storm eventually passes. We must trust that even in the midst of turmoil, there is a purpose behind the experience. Every challenge we face is an opportunity for growth and a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. If we can learn to trust that the storm is not a permanent condition, but rather a temporary trial that will ultimately lead to our growth, we can face it with more peace and strength. The storms of life are not something to be feared or avoided. Instead, they are a necessary part of our journey. They shape us, teach us, and prepare us for the next chapter of our lives. Each storm we encounter builds our resilience and prepares us for the challenges that lie ahead. By embracing the storm rather than fighting it, we become better equipped to handle whatever life brings. We learn to weather the challenges with grace and strength, knowing that no matter how fierce the storm may be, we have the power within us to survive, to learn, and to grow. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We are constantly bombarded with noise, both external and internal, that pulls us away from our purpose. There are so many things that demand our attention: the expectations of others, the pressures of society, and the relentless pursuit of success. Yet, in the midst of all this, it's essential to remain focused on what is truly important in our lives. Staying focused on our purpose is the key to navigating through the chaos and maintaining clarity of direction. Our purpose is what gives our lives meaning. It is the driving force that fuels our actions, gives us the energy to persevere through difficulties, and provides us with a sense of fulfillment. Without a clear sense of purpose, we are more likely to drift through life, reacting to circumstances rather than actively creating the life we desire. When we lose sight of our purpose, we become easily distracted by the noise around us, whether that's the opinions of others, the latest trends, or the demands of the world. The distractions may seem important in the moment, but they can lead us off course, away from what truly matters. To stay focused on our purpose, we must first have a clear understanding of what that purpose is. This requires self-reflection, deep thinking, and sometimes even the courage to question what we've been taught or conditioned to believe. We must be willing to dig deep within ourselves to uncover our passions, our values, and our true desires. What drives us? What legacy do we want to leave behind? What impact do we want to have on the world? These are the questions that can help us gain clarity and focus on our true purpose. Once we have a clear sense of our purpose, the next step is to align our actions with it. Every decision we make, every task we undertake should be in service of our greater purpose. This alignment ensures that we are moving in the right direction, even when the path ahead seems unclear. It gives us the strength to stay on course when distractions arise, and it provides us with the motivation to push forward, even when we face obstacles. When we are focused on our purpose, we can overcome challenges with greater resilience because we know that the struggles we face are part of the journey toward achieving something meaningful. One of the greatest challenges in staying focused on our purpose is learning to say no to things that do not align with it. The world is full of opportunities, some of which may seem attractive or tempting in the moment. However, not every opportunity is the right one for us. Some things may be distractions that take us further away from our purpose. Learning to say no is a powerful skill that requires us to have the courage to prioritize what matters most. It's about being intentional with our time, energy, and resources, and not allowing ourselves to be pulled in different directions by every new opportunity or demand that comes our way. Staying focused on our purpose also requires the discipline to maintain consistency, even when it feels difficult or monotonous. The road to fulfilling our purpose is rarely smooth or easy. There will be times when the work feels tedious, when the progress seems slow, or when the results are not immediately visible. It is in these moments that our commitment to our purpose is tested. However, true success comes from the ability to stay focused and keep moving forward, even when the external rewards are not immediately apparent. The small, consistent steps we take each day, when aligned with our purpose, compound over time and lead us toward the fulfillment of our goals. It's important to remember that staying focused on our purpose does not mean ignoring the rest of our lives. While purpose is a driving force, it does not require us to neglect our health, relationships, or well-being. In fact, living in alignment with our purpose should enrich all areas of our lives. When we are clear about our purpose, we are better equipped to make decisions that balance our personal and professional lives. We can create boundaries that protect our time and energy while still being present for the people and things that matter most. Purpose gives us a sense of direction, but it also teaches us to live with integrity, to honor our commitments, and to care for ourselves and others along the way. The ability to stay focused on our purpose is also strengthened by our resilience and adaptability. Life is unpredictable, and we will face moments of doubt, failure, and setbacks. But when we are clear about our purpose, we are better equipped to handle these challenges. We can see failure as a lesson, setbacks as opportunities to learn, and obstacles as stepping stones to growth. Staying focused on our purpose helps us maintain perspective during difficult times. We understand that the challenges are temporary and they are part of the process of achieving something greater. Ultimately, staying focused on our purpose means living intentionally. It means waking up every day with a sense of direction, knowing what we want to achieve and why it matters. It is about making decisions that align with our values, staying true to ourselves, and refusing to be distracted by the noise that surrounds us. When we are focused on our purpose, we are living a life that is driven by meaning, and that sense of meaning is what gives us the strength to endure, the courage to act, and the wisdom to navigate through life's challenges. Trusting the process is one of the most powerful principles we can adopt in life. It is the belief that even when things aren't going as planned, even when the outcome is uncertain, and even when the path ahead is unclear, there is a larger plan at work. It is about having the faith to move forward, even when the road seems long and difficult, knowing that everything that happens is part of a greater journey. Trusting the process is not about blind optimism or ignoring challenges. It's about having the inner strength to keep moving forward with confidence, even when we don't see immediate results. One of the hardest aspects of trusting the process is accepting that we cannot always control the outcome. We live in a world that often emphasizes immediate results and instant gratification. We are taught to measure success by quick milestones, but the truth is that life rarely works on our timetable. The process of growth, whether in our personal lives, careers, or relationships, often takes time, patience, and perseverance. Trusting the process means letting go of the need to control every aspect of the journey and embracing the uncertainty that comes with it. When we trust the process, we acknowledge that the challenges we face are not roadblocks, but rather part of the natural flow of life. Every setback, every failure, every disappointment is an opportunity to learn and grow. The process of achieving anything worthwhile is never linear. It is full of twists, turns, and detours. But these detours are not signs of failure. They are often the very things that shape us, teach us valuable lessons, and prepare us for greater success in the future. When we trust the process, we understand that every experience, no matter how difficult, is contributing to our personal development. At the core of trusting the process is patience. We live in a world that values speed, and sometimes it can feel frustrating when things don't progress as quickly as we want them to. Whether we're working on a project, pursuing a goal, or trying to improve ourselves, progress often feels slow. But trusting the process teaches us to appreciate the journey rather than focus solely on the destination. We learn to value the small steps we take every day, knowing that each one brings us closer to our ultimate goal. When we trust the process, we don't rush through life or try to bypass the hard work. We embrace the steps, understanding that each stage of the journey is necessary for our growth. Another important aspect of trusting the process is the belief that things will work out in the end, even when the outcome isn't immediately clear. There will be times when we face obstacles that seem insurmountable, when we feel as though we are stuck or that progress is impossible. It is during these moments that trusting the process becomes especially crucial. Instead of giving in to frustration or doubt, we must continue to move forward, even if it's only one small step at a time. Trusting the process means having faith that, although we cannot always see the outcome, it will unfold in its own time and in its own way. The results may not be what we expected, but they will be exactly what we need in the end. Trusting the process also involves letting go of perfectionism. Many of us have a tendency to want everything to be perfect, to want to control every detail, and to avoid making mistakes. However, the process of growth requires us to be willing to fail, to make mistakes, and to learn from them. Perfectionism often holds us back from taking action because we are afraid of getting things wrong. But when we trust the process, we recognize that mistakes are not failures, they are opportunities to learn, to adjust, and to improve. Each mistake is a step forward because it brings us closer to the person we are meant to become. Trusting the process is also about maintaining a positive attitude, even in the face of adversity. Life will throw challenges our way and things won't always go according to plan. But when we trust the process, we have the confidence to keep going, even when things seem difficult. We understand that setbacks are temporary and that we are capable of overcoming them. With each challenge, we grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Trusting the process helps us stay grounded, focused, and optimistic, knowing that every setback is a lesson, every challenge is an opportunity, and every delay is part of the journey towards something greater. Finally, trusting the process is about embracing uncertainty. We can't always predict what will happen, and there are many aspects of life that are beyond our control. But when we trust the process, we stop resisting uncertainty and begin to flow with it. Instead of worrying about the unknown, we embrace it as a part of life's unfolding adventure. We understand that uncertainty is not something to fear, but something to accept and work with. Trusting the process allows us to live with more freedom, knowing that we don't have to have all the answers. We don't have to know exactly how everything will turn out, and that it's okay to take things one step at a time. Trusting the process isn't always easy. It requires patience, faith, and the ability to remain positive in the face of adversity. But when we choose to trust the process, we allow ourselves to be part of something bigger than ourselves. We surrender the need for control and open ourselves to the wisdom of the journey. With each step, we become more attuned to the lessons life has to offer and more equipped to handle whatever comes our way. By trusting the process, we give ourselves the freedom to grow, to evolve, and to experience the fullness of life's possibilities. Our mindset plays a pivotal role in how we experience the world around us. It is the lens through which we view every situation, and it directly influences our reactions, our decisions, and ultimately the course of our lives. The power of mindset cannot be overstated because it is not just a passive reflection of our circumstances, but an active force that shapes how we engage with those circumstances. A positive mindset is not about ignoring the difficulties of life or pretending that everything is always perfect. It's about choosing to focus on what we can control, finding the silver lining in tough situations, and maintaining an attitude of hope and resilience even in the face of adversity. One of the most significant ways that our mindset impacts us is through the stories we tell ourselves. Each of us has an internal narrative that we have developed over time. This narrative is shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and the way we interpret the events in our lives. If we constantly tell ourselves that we are incapable or that we are always unlucky, we reinforce a limiting belief system that holds us back. On the other hand, if we choose to cultivate a mindset that focuses on growth, possibility, and opportunity, we begin to see the world in a different light. Our mindset influences how we perceive challenges. Instead of viewing obstacles as insurmountable barriers, a positive mindset allows us to see them as opportunities for growth, learning, and development. The power of mindset also extends to how we handle failure. It is an inevitable part of life that we will encounter setbacks, make mistakes, and experience failure. However, it is not failure itself that defines us, but how we respond to it. Those with a fixed mindset often see failure as a reflection of their abilities, something that proves they are not good enough or capable of succeeding. But those with a growth mindset understand that failure is a temporary setback, a learning opportunity that brings them closer to success. They see failure as a necessary part of the journey, one that teaches valuable lessons about resilience, perseverance, and adaptability. A growth mindset allows us to bounce back from failure, not as a defeated person, but as someone who has gained new insights and skills that will help them in future endeavors. Mindset also plays a crucial role in how we approach challenges. Life is filled with difficulties, whether they are related to work, relationships, health, or personal growth. A fixed mindset can lead to feelings of helplessness and frustration when faced with obstacles, as it often leads us to believe that things cannot change or improve. But a positive, growth-oriented mindset empowers us to approach challenges with curiosity and creativity. We begin to ask ourselves how we can overcome the obstacle, what solutions we can explore, and what actions we can take to move forward. Instead of feeling trapped or defeated, we begin to see challenges as opportunities to strengthen our skills, increase our knowledge, and grow as individuals. The way we approach challenges is a reflection of the mindset we choose to adopt. Another important aspect of mindset is how it influences our relationships. Our mindset not only shapes how we view ourselves, but also how we view others. A person with a positive mindset is more likely to approach relationships with kindness, patience, and empathy. They are able to see the best in others, even when those others make mistakes or fall short. A growth mindset also encourages collaboration and learning from others, rather than competition or judgment. In contrast, a fixed mindset can lead to defensiveness, insecurity, and the tendency to blame others for our problems. It may make it difficult for us to trust others, admit our own mistakes, or ask for help. When we cultivate a positive mindset, we are more likely to build strong, supportive relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Mindset is also crucial when it comes to maintaining our mental and emotional well-being. Our thoughts directly affect our emotions, and our emotions in turn affect our actions. If we have a negative or self-defeating mindset, we are more likely to experience feelings of anxiety, stress, and depression. We may be constantly focused on what's wrong in our lives, ruminating on the past, or worrying about the future. However, a positive mindset allows us to focus on the present moment, on the things we can control, and on the opportunities for growth that lie ahead. It helps us shift our attention from what we lack to what we have, from what we can't do to what we can do. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring the struggles or difficulties we face, but it does mean choosing to focus on the possibilities, strengths, and solutions that are available to us. In the pursuit of success, whether in our careers or personal lives, mindset is often the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who don't. The difference lies not in talent or resources, but in the ability to stay focused, to keep going despite setbacks, and to believe in one's ability to succeed. People with a positive, growth-oriented mindset are more likely to persevere when the going gets tough, to take risks, to learn from their mistakes, and to maintain a sense of optimism in the face of adversity. They understand that success is not an event, but a process, and they trust that their hard work and persistence will pay off in the end. Those with a negative or fixed mindset, on the other hand, may give up too soon, become discouraged, or be unwilling to take the necessary steps to achieve their goals. Ultimately, the power of mindset lies in its ability to shape our reality. Our thoughts and beliefs create our perception of the world, and this perception influences how we experience life. When we choose to adopt a positive mindset, we empower ourselves to take control of our lives, to make the most of the opportunities we encounter, and to face challenges with confidence and resilience. A positive mindset is not about being unrealistic or ignoring difficulties. It is about seeing the world with hope, belief, and determination, and understanding that no matter what happens, we have the power within us to create the life we desire.